Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. Marian Edmondson joining us here. Excited to have our executive and life coach joining us, our leadership consultant. Name of the company is Color Your Strengths, and that's what she does. And she's here helping so many. And back again today to talk more about the consulting process and coaching process and all that, people like her have to offer. So welcome back, Marian. How's it going?
Oh, thank you so much, Jill. I'm happy to be here. It's going well. It's been a really great day, and I've been fresh off of helping some individuals and clients just to figure out what they want to do next in life. So I'm excited to be here and talk to you a little bit more about that.
Well, thank you so much. We're excited too. So tell us a little bit about what we have planned for our show today. And so new listeners out there also need to get to know you a little bit. So I got to ask a little bit about your background. Thank you.
Hey, I'm happy to share about my background. Yeah. It's, I think it's a big part of the connection process when I meet with people. Typically, we talk about and explore what it is that they want to get out of coaching, but I also find it a good opportunity to share with them my background and what makes me uniquely qualified to be their coach and to help them achieve their goals. So I'm happy to talk a little bit about what brought me to this world of coaching.
And what was that exactly? I know you're a high achiever. I know. I remember.
I wasn't always, and I'm still getting used to that phrase, that title, to be honest. But I'm embracing it. I'm learning to embrace it because I think that it is part of my identity. But it wasn't always. I grew up in a household. It was just my sister and I, and I was sort of the one that was going to do things my own way, and she was the one that was going to, do exactly what was expected of her and was quite honestly the high achiever in the family. And so as a result of that, I learned to sort of tap into what felt more natural for me, and I didn't at the time think that was schooling or anything of that nature. I thought that was, my ability to connect with people, my ability to draw people out and make them feel comfortable talking to me, which ended up being exactly what I do today, right? But I did discover through my journeys, when I found HR as a profession, that it is more than just talking to people and drawing them out, but it's also about helping them navigate life's challenges, work challenges, the different dynamics that exist in corporate America and the workplace. We like to call it politics, office politics. And as much as we can try to avoid it, it's unavoidable. So what I found most enjoyable about the work that I did when I was in HR was being able to coach professionals and executives to help them navigate those experiences, but in a way that still allowed them to bring themselves to the work that they did and not have to compromise who they were authentically.
Got it. Well, I love that you're here, so passionate about helping people. By the way, I just want people to know you're based out of Long Island, right?
I'm based out of Long Island, New York.
Exactly. But doesn't mean we can't work with you elsewhere. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I do. I work with clients virtually as well as in person, all over the country, to be honest, in multiple different states. And so, this wonderful world of Zoom has made that possible. So, but I also do sessions in person from time to time, especially the group sessions, but one-on-one as well.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you. And did you want to dive into some of the type of work you're doing, about your clients? What did you want to discuss today?
So, I think it's an interesting time that we are in right now, a lot of with the market, and, the employment market. Folks are unfortunately, being laid off or being displaced from roles that they held their whole life. And they sort of, identified who they were and their worth with exactly what it was that they were contributing to that organization or the type of work that they were doing. And now I'm finding that I'm meeting a lot of people and talking to a lot of folks that are feeling a bit lost, like who am I without this job that I held for X amount of years? And what do I do next? Do I keep doing the same thing? Or is there a different calling for me? Is there something that I've always wanted to do that I should pursue now? Something I've been putting off for, let's say, quote unquote, retirement. And I get it because I was there. I was in HR for 20 years and said, oh, I'll become a coach when I retire. But, in 2021, when I decided to leave, that's when I really had to question what I was waiting for. Mm-hmm. And why not follow my passion and purpose now? And so a lot of the work that I'm starting to do with folks is tapping into leveraging my strengths work, of course, is that we start with the tool, the Clifton Strengths tool, and help them to identify exactly what their strengths are. And what they're naturally good at, and allow them to reflect on that and to really think about how that shows up in their day-to-day life, right? But also for them to go back and consider the things that the ways in which their strengths contributed to their success at work or in the job that they held. Got it. And how they can continue to apply those strengths to something else going forward.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. This is not easy work, but you're going to walk us through this journey. Yes, yes, yes.
It's not easy to do, but once people start to get a sense of what it is that they do well, and they see their report, their full 34 strengths report, and the ranking and the detailed description that is unique to them, because believe it or not, it's the chances of Gallup's research has it told us, or we know from the research, that the chance of anyone having the same top five strengths as you in the same exact order is 1 in 34 million, right? So that is significantly unique to you. And so your report really is truly your report. And when people look at it, they're always shocked and surprised at how much they see themselves in it. They're like, wow, that really is, how did they know that? It's so specific about not just that this is what you're good at, but this is how it shows up, and this is why it shows up. This is how it matters to you and why it matters to you. When people are able to see themselves that clearly in the details, they start to say, yeah, I see that, because I've been at work, I was the person that did this, right? At home, I'm typically the one that's doing this. I don't like this. I enjoy communicating with other people, and it's natural for me, and I don't have to really put a lot of effort in order to do that. And whenever someone says that to me, I say, yeah, that's you truly operating in your natural talents. It feels effortless, right? And so my work with them is about maybe putting in the effort to apply it more intentionally, so that you can get out of it what you want, so that you can achieve your goals more readily and easily.
Beautifully said. And I love hearing, you've told me personally some of the people you're working with, and some of our listeners and viewers. I want to hear some more of those stories as well. I'm not forcing you to talk about it yet, but I just love, just the testimonials in a sense of what you do. Obviously, people can relate to and empathize with and realize this could be a good thing. This could help me. Wow. I didn't know someone else is struggling with that, right? It's a catch-22, because we all struggle with something. Some of us may be too embarrassed to talk about it, to even accept that we need the help. But it turns out to be a good thing when you do, because...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I say we all need a coach and can benefit from one. I still have a coach and work with one on a regular basis. I'm sure you've heard that every therapist has a therapist, and there's truth to that. There's a reason why that's important, right? And it shouldn't be a nice to have. It should be something that people do to really invest in themselves, to take care of themselves. I consider myself an executive and life coach because I believe in really supporting people holistically, right? And coaching the whole person and not just saying, okay, we're going to compartmentalize and only work with one part of you today. Because there's a reason why we show up at work the way that we do. And usually that has something to do with who we were in our personal life and not necessarily, the persona we created at work.
Very true.
And so I like to tell folks that this process in working with me is really about self-discovery. And you may think you know exactly what it is that you want to work on when we come together initially, and then discover, wait, that's not even really the issue here or what I'm most interested in. I actually want to change my goals. And speaking of goals, that is something that we automatically set or that we definitely set as part of the coaching engagement. So when I work with someone, I'll initially say, what is it that, you want to get out of coaching? What does success look like? How will you know that you accomplish what you set out to accomplish at the end of our time together? And that's how we start to identify what the goals for the coaching relationship are. And then we back into that by figuring out how they're going to get there. What are some steps that they can take to work towards achieving that goal? And as part of that, we usually discover some blind spots, some things that have been blocking us all along from achieving that goal, right? And so sometimes the work is in breaking down those barriers, breaking down those walls, as well as just, addressing some of the negative self-perceptions that we've created along the way, or limiting beliefs is also we like to call them, right? Sometimes they can self-sabotage. And so I'm here as an accountability partner, a mirror to them, to help them really discover who they are as an individual and live in their authenticity and live their best authentic life going forward, whether that be starting a new business or getting the job of their dreams or deciding where to live, whatever it is.
Beautiful. And you've been doing this for how long now professionally?
I've been doing this professionally. Well, I coached quite a bit while I was still in HR. So while I was still working in corporate, part of my role was leading up the talent and development function. And so I developed leadership programs. And as part of those programs that I created, there was also a coaching component. So I coached a lot of high potential senior executives, emerging leaders throughout my career. But then I left in 2021 and I've been doing executive and life coaching independently ever since.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And for those out there also just tuning in saying, what are we talking about? Who is this amazing woman? Remind us. And, you offer an initial consultation, right? If someone is interested in reaching out to work with you.
Absolutely. There's always a free 30-minute consultation that I offer. And folks can sign up for that through my availability link right through coloryourstrengths.com website. You can also email me directly at Marian, Marian, at coloryourstrengths.com.
And you mentioned that it's confidence without compromising authenticity. I like that.
That's right. That's the goal. That is the goal, is how can we build up our confidence, boost our confidence from within, right? From the truth, from facts, from things that make us who we are, not from things that people see on the outside looking in that appear to make you seem more confident. And so I use the term coloring your strengths or color your strengths because to me, to color something is truly to make it your own. And so because I'm a strengths-based coach and I utilize the Clifton Strengths assessment tool as sort of a baseline to help support the coaching engagement process, I like to say, it's one thing to look at the report and say this is great. It's definitely sounds like me. It's good to know that I'm definitely good at these
Yeah.
things. The coloring part is saying, okay, now what are you going to do with it? How can you take what you now know you do really exceptionally well and
Sure.
apply it in ways that other people wouldn't even imagine? Aim it towards excellence, right? And color your strengths with it. Make it your authentic approach and style.
Mm. Well, you're also not just working with people, but you're doing this in the executive world as well. Could you share that aspect of it as well?
Yes. So just to clarify, I am only working with people, Jill. I'm definitely not working with any other animals. But I will
Did
say,
I say animals?
no, I'm teasing
Oh, I
you.
just got scared. I'm like, I thought I said businesses. I thought I said businesses or executives. I'm
You
so
did.
okay,
You
okay. I'm like, it
did.
could be rowdy sometimes, animal like, I'm sure, but okay. I'm like,
I was just checking to make sure you were paying
you did,
attention,
but you
Jill.
scared me.
No.
I'm like, but it's okay. I say things by accident all the time, and vice versa. Yes.
Oh, no, no worries, no worries. No, I definitely work with people in the executive and corporate space. And so it's not just working with individuals, that's true, but definitely partnering with and collaborating with organizations of all sizes to help maybe facilitate trainings. I do so around leadership development, all things related to how you can be more authentically yourself and show up with your authentic leadership style. We explore a number of different things together, from leading with strengths, but also figuring out how to be the type of leader that gets things done, how to influence through your team member strengths, the people that you lead. How can you pay more attention to tapping into what they do well so that you have greater engagement in your organization as well? So I do leadership retreats. I do teams training sessions, sometimes as small as 4 to as large as 100 plus people.
Yay! Wow! Wow! You are a busy girl. What do you do? What do you do? What is someone like yourself like doing in your free spare time?
Oh, I love to read.
Okay.
So I'm like an information hog. I love to take in information. And I'm known for reading multiple books at once. I like to read a lot. And I also like my reality TV. So that includes anything from Survivor to Below Deck. Okay. I'll watch it all.
I love it. I love it. That stuff is so addicting, right?
It is. It is. It is. But it comes back to just my love for people. I love to see people in their natural element doing what they do.
Of
Yeah.
course you do. Oh gosh. Well, what else did you have in mind for us today that you want to make sure we cover? I mean, it's been a little while since we've spoken, and is there anything else new in the business world of anyone you're coaching? Anything that you wanted to share?
Yeah, so I recently just got back from a Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit conference where I coached a number of women, tens of, maybe close to about 20 women that I
Mm-hmm.
coached while I was there. And that was just a wonderful, phenomenal experience, and this is women, senior high-powered executive women. And I can say this, that no matter where you are and at what point you are in your career, um, people always benefit from having someone to confide in and talk to. And I find that the more that is expected of us in our lives, whether we're the one that is leading things in the home or in our families or in the workplace, that oftentimes those are the folks that feel like they don't have anyone that they can talk to sort of sort their thoughts out, or to bounce ideas off, or to go to and say, I'm having a difficult time making sense of things. And it's all living in my head, and I need someone to help me see through the smoke, right? And gain some clarity. And that's what I'm here for. And when I do the coaching work with Black Enterprise, it reminds me that, you're never beyond that point in your career or your life where you need someone to talk to and someone to work through your goals with, who can hold you accountable, but who can also uh, be a compassionate support system.
And hold your hand as you walk through the walk of fire.
Yes, Jill, you said it. That's exactly what I like to say to people, is that I'm here to hold your hand as a partner and as an accountability partner, but also as a compassionate support system. Yes. Well, you said it perfectly.
I've never had a coach in my life, and it's like there's so many things I feel like I need a coach in. And I mean, you got to probably focus on one thing at a time, I would assume, right? I just feel like the overwhelm, the career change, the personal. I mean, do you work on multiple things at a time, or do you really have to kind of hone in on one to work with someone?
Yeah. Well, there's usually, I like to say, 2 to 3 goals that we have for coaching. No more than that. Anything beyond that can be like boiling the water, right? Like boiling the ocean and making someone feel overwhelmed. And the goal is to be able to accomplish something, to be able to achieve one goal so you can believe and feel confident that you can achieve the next. So when we set 2 to 3 goals, that's manageable, right? Within a certain period of time. Now, those goals can shift over the course of time in which we work together. But every session that I have with someone, I start the session off by saying, how can I help you, support you today? What is it that you would like to accomplish in our session today? And that's how we sort of chip away at things to get to the overall end goal, end result, right? Is not by saying, okay, you've got this goal that we're supposed to accomplish in 6 months. What are you doing towards it? That's not what I'm there to do.
Yeah.
I'm there to take you step by step in those moments that we have together to work through any challenges or inner conflicts or blockage that you're having in helping you work towards that goal. And then the work happens for you in between our sessions.
Yep.
We usually discover something that you'll practice, something that you'll take away from the session and go and try to implement and do. And then your job is to go away from us, from the time we are together, go away from our session and put it into practice. And then you come back to meet with me and say, hey, that went really well. I'm feeling really good about it. Or you say, hey, I need to change my strategy. Yeah. That didn't work at all. And I need to talk to you about that. Right.
So true. Yeah. Well, we appreciate your being here. And to close out today, how would you leave off to someone who's considering going down this path and getting the guidance that they need?
I will say, congratulations to you for even thinking about giving yourself a coach and choosing to invest in yourself that way. It is such a personal investment and you are worth it.
Beautiful.
So I think it is such a great first step to take to say, I think I'd like to choose a coach and hire a coach for myself. And then I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to talking with you and exploring together how we can help you accomplish your goals.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us, and enjoy the beautiful weather today. Woo.
Yes,
get a nice
absolutely.
warm spring is in the air here, isn't it?
I'm excited.
Well, great seeing you.
Always a pleasure.
Same here. Thank you so much. And to all of our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. Don't go anywhere.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.